Hey, frugal family, or specifically my frugal ladies who like to come and watch me put on my makeup. I'm putting on my Banishing Cream. I love this stuff. It helps with discoloration, and it works for me. I'm kicking myself for not having enough before pictures to show the big brown spots. Now, I do have a little bit of red skin, but that is not anything that's not rosacea. It's nothing. That is just my skin responding to touch. It turns red. It'll go right back to its normal color just a little bit. Every time I rub my skin, it gets inflamed. I have no idea, but it's not an allergy or a problem with my dermatology or anything like that. Now, it is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I just want to give a real shout out to teachers. In fact, I was thinking, I should do a giveaway for teachers, but I wouldn't know how to distinguish a teacher from anybody else. I know teachers are having a hard year, and I'm going to talk about one of the things that has made it difficult. I personally have an amazing administration. And I'm not just saying that because it's social media. I am serious. I cannot believe how in tuned my district is to the teachers. And I want to say that it's probably because we have a very strong-willed, loudmouth union leader. She's not going to stop. She used to be my drama teacher when I was in middle school. And she is a fighter. She was a fighter then. I was one of her students in her first year of teaching. The actual first year she was a teacher. So she's kind of a fixture in my life. And now when I got into teaching, I got back into it when I became a teacher, in my 40s, she's already an experienced teaching veteran and president of the local union. Now, we don't have unions like the ones up north that vote for things, and we cannot strike because we are in Texas. So she uses social media and the news outlets to her advantage, and she gets things done, and she creates a narrative that needs to be said. What about us? We don't care what your politics are. We have teachers, and the majority of the teachers need this. And like it or not, we are employees. I mean, if we want to just debase what we are straight up Texas employees, and we have rights. But I feel like we were politicized at the beginning of the pandemic, and that is the one problem that has made it very difficult for teachers. Even the teachers that it had opposing sides, so let me be clear. In my area, a majority, and I am not exaggerating, a majority of students are still distance learning by choice. The schools have been open, and by choice, they're staying home. So, a majority of my students in my classes are at home. A very small population in the classroom. So, I feel like we've always had the support of parents that wanted us to be safe. They wanted their children to be safe. Whether you believe the pandemic is a hoax or not, that's not the question. The question is they didn't want to take a risk, with their children or their teachers' lives. But what was very painful was how vocal the other side was. I mean, obnoxiously vocal. And I'm referring to parents that were saying, teachers need to get off their butts. They're lazy. They need to go to work. And this is ironic because if I was teaching from home, I'd be sitting at my dining table, okay, in front of the computer, because I don't have a news crew. So I would be sitting in front of my laptop camera. That's exactly what I have to do in the classroom. I cannot walk around, or the Zoom students will not see me. So I have to sit in both scenarios. So I'm still lazy. But see, that's what you don't understand as a teacher. That's not just what I do. I do tons of hand holding and emotional care. I have to make sure that these students feel safe and valued, even though they are not in front of me. And that is very hard to do, but I can do it. I have to grow as a teacher and not teach the way that I'm comfortable with, because this is not a comfortable situation, and I have to differentiate my lessons for my students. I can't just say, well, this is how I've always done it, and I'm not going to let the pandemic change the way I do things. That is so arrogant and problematic, because you're not going to get work turned in. You're not going to get attendance turned in. And I complain about the attendance because compared to face-to-face, full-on face-to-face. Okay, so basically, pre-pandemic, you have good attendance, right? I mean, you have one or two students that struggle with truancy and what have you. But if I complain about attendance, it's because I have more students than last year that are not coming to class. However, when I was going over my classes, I was actually shocked that I have better attendance than other teachers in my actual school. Because I just kind of joined the wagon when it comes to complaining about attendance. I'm like, yeah, I have bad attendance too. And then I was double checking, well, what are the numbers? I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I had a lot of absenteeism in second period, and I am not exaggerating. I had 100%, 100%, all my students showed up for first period, third period, and seventh period. Fourth and fifth, I had a few absences. I'm sorry, fourth and sixth, I had a few absences. Second was abnormally high. I don't know what's happening in second period. Maybe that's when students go and make their breakfast. Yeah, they show for the first period and they said, okay, now I need breakfast. So I don't have a really big problem with attendance. So I'm going to have to rethink about my moaning and groaning. What is it that I'm really complaining about? Is it so bad? Because I must be meeting their needs. And my daughter thought that was pretty funny because I was telling her about it. And I said, I think they just want to see what Mrs. Thomas is going to say next. I'm a little goofy. I laugh at my own jokes, as you can tell. So maybe my students just show up to hear me. What is she going to say next? Because she says the craziest stuff. But I love teaching history. So when I teach it, I want to tell the story of their lives. I want to say, this is yours. It belongs to you. If this is your country, then this is your history. And, we need to be excited about it. And, some parts are pretty bad. They are. I mean, there's a lot of, but, I always tell them it's like a Star Wars movie. Good will conquer the evil. So don't forget to show your appreciation for your kids' teachers, because they're doing amazing things. Whether you see it or not, they are.